I'm Alex Radical from Board Game Co, and today I'm going to be reviewing three tiny box alt play games. You see, alt play has medium boxes, small boxes, and then tiny boxes. These, and then an assortment of other box sizes as well, but primarily those three box sizes. These are going to be three tiny box games. We have Stonk Market, that is correct, not Stock Market. Stonk Market with a cover that looks like that and designed by Knizia. We have Chocolat as well as Golden Goal. Now before we dive into these reviews, please note that Allplay is a channel sponsor. While Allplay reviews are not sponsored videos and I'm allowed to say whatever I want, and I do, you of course have to decide whether you whether you trust me to go past that bias, but I want to make sure you have all the information possible before diving into it. With that said, I don't think I really love any of these, so I don't think this is one of those videos where you have to worry about that. They're not bad, but they're not like, I wasn't super impressed. Let's go ahead and dive into these three games. Let's go from worst, and none of them are bad, they're just not, like, let's go with the Chocolat. Chocolat, let's go ahead, let's show you the covers over here. So we have these, Chocolat, Stonk Market, and Golden Goal. Chocolat will be first over here. This is a splitting game in which you're going to be basically putting tiles onto the board. I'm not going to heavily set up everything in these games, but I'll just show you a general idea. You're going to be putting tiles onto the board, creating a 5x7 grid, basically, of these various chocolate tiles, flipping them to different sides before you begin, so some are face up, some are face down, and you're basically creating a grid where players are going to be making even cuts along the grid. So let's pretend it's mid-game right now. Let's pretend this is the current board state or whatnot. You can go ahead and make a cut, and if you make a cut, let's say I do this as my cut. Well, that didn't leave a grouping of 3 or less, so I don't take those tiles. But if you then go ahead and make this cut over here, you'll go ahead and take those tiles. If you create multiple groups, you get to pick which grouping you are choosing. Meanwhile, you have a scorecard that is determining what you want for this game. In this game over here, orange slices, whoever has the most is getting 6 points. So this over here put me a little bit closer to getting the most orange slices. You do that, and then some of these tiles are going to be other things on the other side, and sometimes there's nothing on the other side. You don't really know which one. The nothings get discarded. The other ones, there's face down. You can go ahead and cut into those. Basically, you do a little slice. If there's 3 or fewer tiles, you take it, and then you're mindful of the scoring card to decide how you're scoring. There's nothing wrong with what Le Chocolat is doing, but I just didn't find the actual gameplay to be super compelling. I'd say after 2 or 3 plays, you kind of feel you've seen everything this game has to offer. I think there's a lot of times where a small box game can give you a lot that the game does in a very clever package. This is I cut you choose with various, not even I cut you choose. I cut and then take things. If you wanted a game that does something similar to this, I recommend checking out Diced Veggies from KTVG, which felt like it was doing the same general concept, but in a way that is both more toy presence, more toy factor, and generally a more vibrant and, in my opinion, a better game experience. Again, nothing wrong with the Chocolat, just not particularly impressive. I'd give it a 2.5 out of 5. From there, we're going to go ahead and move into, which one do I want to go next? I guess I'll go with Golden Goal. Golden Goal is going to be the next one on this list over here, which we are going to go ahead and open this box and show you what this one does. Now, this one's interesting because I was very impressed with what they were able to do with this, while also not being super enthralled by the gameplay. In Golden Goal, you have a soccer field over here. Now, first of all, little note, nothing against Allplay themselves. I hate mats like this. Even when they have games that I love. For example, they have Grunts, which I absolutely adore. Check out my review of that. But Grunts has a mat, and I don't like the mat either. It doesn't matter whether I like the game or not. Mats that leave creases like this, like when you have a guy standing on the field, okay, that one worked well enough. Honestly, these ones are not the worst. In a weird way, in Grunts, it's actually worse. But over here, I don't like them. I don't like them. The guy stand, it's fine. It's not proving my point. I don't like mats. I'd rather have a fold-up board. There's reasons. People like them. I don't. That's just my own little 2 cents. But that's not what's going on here. You're going to go ahead and set up with your goalie and like your goal or whatnot. You're going to set up based on the rules, which I have to double check the rules, but I believe it's going to have you 1 person in the goal. You have 1 person on the opposing side. Things like that as you try to build your little initial draft of the team. Then from there, you're going to be rolling a dice in order to decide what you're going to be doing each round. So for example, let's pretend it's White's turn. White goes ahead and roll. Let's pretend the ball is over here right now. This whole kickoff thing, we're not really dealing with that right now. You roll a 6. That's amazing. I can go ahead and pass it. So I can go ahead and move and kick the ball. So you have players who can move and kick as you go. You're spending your pips of the dice to move around the field and to kick the ball. So when you kick a ball, for example, let's pretend this guy was over here for simplicity. This guy can go ahead and go 1-2, and then you get a free kick where you can push the ball elsewhere as well. So you're trying to spend your kicks to extend where the ball goes, hoping to eventually be able to get to the ball and score on the net past the goalie. The goalie would have to not be in the way. So that's where you'd have things like if you're over here and you had someone over here, you could spend your pips to pass pass the ball, you see this is now they're falling over. Now it's proved my point. A little late, but still. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you get a free kick forward, and then it goes into the net, because every time it gets to a new person, you get a free pip towards moving the ball. So it is helpful to set up these kind of structures of your people where you can pass around and be able to get more movement, because sure, rolling a 6 is great, but you won't always roll a 6. Overall, the game is actually pretty charming as far as how much they're able to do with a small box soccer game. It's actually designed by Corn Van Morsel, who's done a lot of these clever little games, and I was very impressed with the game design. I read the rules, thought it was super charming, then started playing it, and it was fun the first time I played. After that, I think the charm wasn't super there. Now, I'm not a huge sports person to begin with, but I think overall, I was both very impressed with how they were able to make a soccer game that feels pretty decent. Like this, I guess the way I put it is, for the Chocolat, I would say that there's just better games I'd recommend if you're looking for a small little travel game. This is probably a great little airplane game. I don't think I was overly crazily impressed by this. The problem is, generally when I'm ranking games, I don't take into account that, oh, look at how much they did with a small box. I go by how much do I want to play that game? How enthralled was I by that, not how cool or impressive was it. This is very impressive. I think it does make for a good travel game. Overall, I just think I'm not enthralled enough by soccer. I'm going to give this a 3 out of 5, but I definitely was impressed with what they did for this one. And then we have Stonk Market. Stonk Market over here, designed by Rena Knizia. This is a game of Stonks, Stonks basically. It's all memeified. In the game, you are playing a real-time game of chaos. That's the game. It's all chaos as you go ahead and divvy up the hands of cards to all the players, so everyone has their hand of cards. So this over here is my hand, this is your hand, and you do it with all the players, an even number obviously. You also have a card in the middle of the table. So you have all the hands. You are going to be dealing with all the cards over here, so that, you know, right now I have this giant stack that I'm not using because I'm just showing you how to play the game. But in the game, when you see this over here, this 9, there are going to be 9 9s of this suit. There's also going to be 9 9s of that suit. There's going to be 7 of the green 7s. There's going to be 7 of the yellow 7s. Basically, every time you see a number, there's 7, or there's that number of that card. There's 5 red 5s, there's 7 yellow 7s, there's 5 white 5s, all that kind of thing. They also have names, but like we have Greedle, and we have Biohippo, and I've never really referenced those names when I played the game. But in the game, what you're doing is you're doing real-time trading. So if I have my hand over here, I have 4 black 7s. Oh my gosh, I have 5 black 7s. So immediately, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to say, hey, does anyone else have a black 7? Now keep in mind, there's only 2 more black 7s in the game. Other players probably don't care for them because people usually care about the things that they are working towards themselves. So right now, these 5 black 7s is great, but this character wants the 3 white 5s. He has 3 white 5s. He wants 2 more white 5s. Because in the game, you score for majorities. So I already am scoring the black 7s because I have more than the majority. Well, I just need the majority. I need 4. I need 4 or more. And each card is worth 1 point. If I can get the entire set, then each of those cards is going to be worth 3 points. This is a lot of points for that. So you are playing this game where if I have a single card, for right now looking at my hand, this single 9 over here is not that valuable to me, but it might be really valuable to somebody else. The problem is, if you hold on to it to deny somebody a full set, that's great, but the problem is you could also give it away because they're working towards a full set to get what you want, and somebody else can hold on to it. So there's this constant tension of how are you trying to help or hurt yourself or other players when you make these trades. Also, at any given point, you can trade with the middle of the table. So maybe I go ahead and throw down this to get that 5, working my way towards a set, and this player immediately picks that up, throws down that 5, which gives me more incentive to throw down the green 7 and take that 5, and now I have a majority of those red 5s. You're trading in real time, and when a player has a hand that is just majorities, well, no, when a player has, just majorities. If they don't have a single card that is not part of a majority, then they can go ahead and call Stonks, which they'll get bonus points for triggering an endgame, and then you'll add up the points in everyone's hand. Getting full sets is incredibly important because you get large chunks of points, but also getting a lot of everything is important. Oh, and the card in the middle is negative points to everyone who has that set. So if there's a green 7 in the middle, all your green 7s are worth negative points instead. It is real-time frenetic trading, and it's kind of like if you like Chinatown, or games like Chinatown, and you wanted Chinatown in a travel-friendly game that is chaotic madness, that distills the chaos into a 20-minute experience, Stonks does a great job of that. Stonk Market does a great job of that. I'm going to give this one a 3.5 out of 5. I do think it is the best of the set. I also think that games like this, to me, feel a little bit gimmicky. Overall, for me, Stonk Market is a game I'd always be happy to play, but it's rarely one I would suggest that real-time frenetic craziness it's good with a group. And then if you have another group you want to show it to, you're like, hey guys, I know it's the end of the night, got time for one more game, let's play Stonk Market. That's the kind of feeling I have of games like this. I want to show it to people and introduce it to them, but it's almost more a party game experience that I won't come back to as often, as opposed to a game that I really love and feel is such like a good experience. Also, I should note, when it comes to real-time games, very few real-time games have stayed in my collection long-term. Most of the time, a real-time game is a fun gimmick that I enjoy, and then move on from. Like Project Elite might be one of the few exceptions as far as real-time games that I really hold on to and keep. But again, that's just to give you the information that this, it's a little small piece over here, that's just to give you the information that this might not be my go-to genre in general. Anyways, we have Le Chocolat, a 2.5 out of 5. Golden Goal, a 3 out of 5. Very clever. Just don't know if I need to play it as much. And Stonk Market, a 3.5 out of 5. These have been your 3 small box, tiny box all play reviews. Until next time, I'm Alex Radcliffe from Board Game Co. I hope you found this useful. And as always, I hope you have a good one.